All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, so as y'all know, Andrea Lee, she got the axe a few weeks ago, but now, unfortunately, man, this one was kind of weird. Montana De La Rosa, she was next up on the chopping block. She just got cut after her opponent, who missed weight, dropped out of the fight. Very strange, right? I mean, this is what I've been talking about, though. This is one of the situations I've been talking about. You always got to be on your game. You always got to be ready. You always got to be hungry and growing as a fighter, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But my thoughts on Montana De La Rosa getting cut, I don't think that was fair. Right whenever she just broke a little losing streak, she just beat the fighter that got cut. That was her last fight, right? But she was ready to get back in there and fight again. And that's the one thing I can always say about Montana. She might come up short in some fights, but she's always dedicated and she's always showing up to make weight. And, she's, to me, considered a big flyweight, too. She's a big flyweight, but she's always making weight. Never had any issues with Montana De La Rosa with that. So, yeah, it's a little sad to see her get cut. She was still young, and, I know she still had some fight left in her here in the UFC. And she was on that path to try to get back in there, but there's just been one too many hiccups. If they can see a fighter like this on the unranked realm, it makes you say, hey, anything can happen right now to a lot of these fighters that are unranked, whether that be JJ Aldridge, Luana Carolina herself, fighters like even Mayra Bueno Silva got to watch out. I know Mayra Bueno Silva is kind of teetering right now between, ranked position at 135 and, she's ranked again here at 125, so even then she's got to watch out, so that's why I'm always talking about, these fighters, they got to evolve, which I'll probably talk about a little later. I just had some time here on my hand to drop this one, but I just wanted to get my thoughts on Montana getting cut. Yeah, I just thought it was a little premature. I think she deserved at least another chance. Had maybe she lost in dominant fashion again or got finished, yeah, there maybe have been time to go, but after, beating Andrea Lee, it kind of put her, I'm sure, in a mindset of confidence again to try to go in there and score a win again. So to see her just get cut off the roster, that was kind of dirty right now, especially when her opponent didn't make weight. Now, if her opponent had got cut because of that reason, that would have been understandable. I mean, Luana Carolina has missed weight a few times in the past, but even then, Luana Carolina is on a 3-fight win streak. So, a lot of these fighters, they got to be careful. They're all on the chopping block right now, unless they are really improving as fighters and they really have something to offer to the UFC right now. So I think a lot of these fighters are expendable, especially when they're cutting budgets, and they're trying to cut out the, excess fat, So a lot of these fighters that are even ranked on the lower part, they got to be careful. That's what I'm always saying. You got to evolve as a fighter, mentally and technically. Andrea Lee, going back to her, she's one of those fighters to me that not necessarily was dominated in her 6 losses or got beat up or was ever looking like a physical danger to herself, but mentally, man, like mentally she just couldn't cut it. Like mentally she couldn't evolve. She was always fighting behind her opponents or just coming up short or just would not pull the trigger in there. Always bringing loaded guns, but she didn't know how to pull the trigger. She just would not pull the trigger. So Andrea Lee, definitely was one that deserved to get cut. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need that mix to evolve. People are always talking about fighters like Erin Blanchfield as far as, oh, her striking ain't that good, or, she gets hit a lot. Yeah, she does, but I think she learns along the way. She's still getting better. There's growth there. There's always like some growth where you say, okay, I see her changing. Okay, she's getting better with this, right? May not be the most elite striking, but it's getting there to a point where you see a complete fighter, right? So Andrea Lee was just lacking as a complete fighter. Same with Montana. But again, I think Montana deserved another chance. But it's really taking a lot of these ladies to be complete fighters right now to, not get on the bad side of the not to get on the bad side of the UFC when it comes to that axe that's coming. Fighters that got to look out right now, I'll talk about a little later, like Marina Rodriguez, Jessica Andrade. They got to watch out because those girls that are evolving, that want to be complete, like Jillian Robertson or Jasmine, they're coming for those spots, right? So, yeah, man, just a little lesson learned here. They got to take notes from these other girls that you see evolving, Manon Fior, Natalia Silva. There's just something about them that you say they're not taking no for an answer when it comes to being the best. Like even to themselves, when they look in the mirror, they're like, oh, you know what? I can do better than this. I can do way better than this. I'm better than this person, right? So they're always in that competition with not just other girls, but with themselves to get better, you know. So that's why you always see them letting loose in a fight or just, you know, committing to a game plan, whether you think it's boring or not. They're always committed to what they're going to do. Again, like Erin, you know, she's a dog. You know, she's a dog, but she's evolving. Manon, she's technical. She has IQ, but she's always evolving. You might not like the style of some of these fighters, but they're evolving, you know. So that's just what it is right now. So yeah, even like somebody like Montana, like I said, I would have gave her a chance, but she was always under that radar, coming up short in some of these other fights. You know, like I said, she's a young fighter to me. I think she just probably needed to be under, you know, under the wing of some other fighters that were going to maybe call her out or really push her, or even a trainer that would just kind of push her to that next level to say, hey, girl, this is it. You know, come and do it. You know, you want to get ranked, hey, you got to let loose in there. You know, use that size, you know, use that reach, use that power you got. So that's just what it is, you know. So I hate to see it, but hey, it was bound to happen. Had she went in there up against some other fighters again that would have probably, you know, dominated. But hey, I'll talk a little bit more about it later, y'all. Just wanted to speak on it right now because, yeah, a lot of these girls, there's a list of them that I think they need to watch out because there's a pattern. But what do y'all think, guys? Combo Breaker 99, I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.